at the ODA, the Ohio Dental Association. We're going to start in the back right corner where we are. We're in row 200, and so we're actually going to go through and actually give you a little tour real fast. We're going to go pretty fast just because this is a really big conference. We didn't even know it. So we're going to start walking. Just follow us. You know, if you see something that catches your eye, you can always pause the video and look around. And remember, you know, this is a 360-degree video, so actually you can look wherever you want to. So if you're holding up your camera, you can spin around like this and see everything. And you can even look up at the ceiling or down at the floor or whatever. But you know, there's a lot of cool people here, and one thing that we didn't know is, you know, you'll see this as we walk through, there's a lot of cool exhibits where they've actually got demos set up, and the dentist can actually play with the equipment. They've got a machine over here that's like, we'll see it, but it actually cuts crowns and implants, I think, so that they can do in the same visit, put a crown in someone's mouth. But there's lots of other great businesses here that you can see. We're mainly just going to keep walking through, again, pretty quick, so that you, even if you could not make it, that you can see and be a part of this. I think it's the 150th anniversary for ODA. So it's amazing that it's been around for so long. So anyways, you know, there's lots of different things here for dentists in terms of tools, even like buying practices and getting financed, equipment and chairs, insurance, and that's one of the big displays right over there to the right that you can see. And of course, we're at the Columbus Convention Center downtown, and so we're at right around lunchtime, so you probably see some people eating lunch around here, and there's tables set up everywhere so that people can eat in with the exhibitors and all around. So now that whole long strip was just row 200, and so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 rows, and so I think, here's that machine right here that we were talking about that's actually cutting. I don't think it's actually operational right now, but I saw this on TV just before I showed up here. I'm sure they timed that pretty well. We were talking to another one of the marketing companies that was actually in a video earlier, and they were telling us that there were actually 6 conferences going on this week, and they're from Utah, and they actually had people all around the country doing various conferences. So as you can see here, they're actually doing, lots of the procedures and showing people and letting the doctors participate in it. So that's awesome. I think when we were interviewing Mike from the ODA earlier, he was telling us that's one of the best things about coming here is to get the hands-on, especially if you're a solo practitioner, to where you can see everything and try it and be exposed to things that you may not have been. So again, we're gonna keep speeding up because I definitely don't want to run our cameras out of battery power. And of course, shooting this 360 video tends to be very very memory intensive as well too, so we might have to speed it up a little bit. I'm going to start walking a little bit faster so we don't run out of batteries or memory. So this is who we were interviewing earlier, Banyan. They used to be social dentists. Very much enjoyed talking with them. You can click and see our earlier interview before, so lots of interactive chairs and massaging, marketing companies out here helping doctors schedule their appointments, people giving on-site massages, and I think that's actually an electric. And then at the end down here, I think this is where people can come to print their CE certificates or what so. Then in the center, this is where we did the interview earlier with Mike from the ODA, and it's pretty amazing. They've got lots of almost historical stuff here from back in the dental past. It's really interesting. I imagine they had to borrow some of this stuff from the actual museum that they have down, I think, what is it, in Bainbridge? So it's pretty cool. I mean, you'll be able to see it. Hopefully it's high enough res so that you can see. We'll keep going down through here so that we'll have the whole thing. I know this will be long video, but hopefully it's worthwhile. I mean, if you weren't able to make it, you can skip through and see the parts that you want to. And all in all, I bet it's not going to take more than 10 minutes to watch this video and kind of see what you missed and what's around. You can even watch it on your phone at some point. So good, thanks. So you can see here, there are multiple companies too that do the same thing, but it gives, I guess, people a chance to compare. You know, who do they want to do business with? What's the best cost? What's going to be the best for patients? So that's probably pretty valuable as well. Some of the big name stars, like me personally, I don't know Patterson Dental that much, but that's probably because I'm not in the dentistry field. But of course, I do know Delta Dental, because I think that's where probably the primary amount of people actually get their dental insurance through. So, you know, there's some bigger names here and people that we may not have heard of, but other people have. Oh, that one's actually cutting. You can see there over to the right, it's cutting, I think, a crown that if it was in an actual office could be used you know, on site the same day. So that's pretty cool how technology is coming around to where it's not just for big manufacturers or what so, but for, you know, regular little people like us, 3D printers, and for our dentists to be able to take care of us better. So that's pretty cool. How we doing on battery life and memory up there? Make sure it's still rolling. They rolling? Okay, cool. So we'll keep zooming along here. Keep zooming down. And then more tools. Oh, even AEDs and defibrillators and bonds and tools and x-ray machines and Sonicare. Of course, we see that. Philips. See their commercials all the time. Walking down through. Lots of different chairs. A pink chair. You see the young girls like that. And then, more x-ray machines. So again, like we were talking about before, great opportunity to compare, you know, what's really the best or the best value. Lots of different products and services. You know, even us being here as a financial planning company, I don't think that a lot of people would necessarily associate us with dentistry or what so. But of course, you know, just like the Banyan over there say, you know, dentists are people too. Well, dental practices need to retire and take care of their finances as well. So we specialize in making retirement plans, 401ks and cash balance plans if you're nonprofit, also 403bs. So feel free to stop by. Our booth is booth 251, and we'll be here again next year as well too. So again, more. Oh, there's another media company, a marketing company, and cool setups by lots of different vendors here today. But now we're in row 600. So we've gone 200, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're probably a little over halfway through. Hopefully our batteries are going to last the entire time. So some of this will be redundant where we were hitting on the other side over there. But you can see it all. You can see it all. You know, also today is Friday. Friday. So this is just the second day of the conference. They're actually going until Sunday. It's amazingly long, but I guess that accommodates very nicely all the different dentists and hygienists and what so that need to get their continuing education, and also people that may not have been able to take off during the actual week, or people that had to go out of town during the weekend. Then they could come a little bit early during the week. So, you know, it's just good all the way around when you give people the flexibility. This booth right here, this Henry Schein, it looks like one of the larger ones as well, to where they can actually mill out pieces to use on site as well. It's definitely a pretty cool display. I'm sure it was super expensive to have that. So this side is a booming side. I know OSU Dental is down here, and I think they have a big setup at the back left, and we have a lot of clients at OSU as well too. So give a little shout out to OSU. And there's a company making big equipment that's actually made in Ohio. That's absolutely awesome. So you wouldn't think a lot of times that you could get this stuff local. So hopefully it's competitive, and we can get more of our dentists around here to support local businesses, because that's what we're all about. And I'm pretty sure most dental practices are independent, which I personally think is very great, versus what's going on with the rest of the medical field of being consolidated into these super organisms that are bureaucratic and not necessarily treating people as individuals. Yeah. So cool. Now we're hitting almost towards the end. We're getting ready to make our bend over to the last thing. I think over at the last booth, Tony would appreciate this. This is they're having a donut 5K, and so down at the end of number 700, you can actually register for their 5K. So there's OSU over there. So you see they've got a big booth, probably recruiting some of the young students maybe to come work with them later on. So interesting. You know, there's another ODA booth, and also the cool, office timeshares. I've seen that for like attorneys and what, so I've seen use that more than not. So that's interesting that they have that as well too. So again, this is almost the opposite side of where we are in row 800 now, and we're almost done. You've almost seen about everything in the exhibit hall. We'll post this. It's right now about Friday at about 1. We'll probably have this up and posted by sometime around 2:30 or 3, I would imagine. Depends on how long it takes Ryan to render it. These big ones do take a lot of time and processing power, but I think this is definitely cool. Of course, the bars are here. It's kind of early for that, but you know, I think a lot of people would agree it's probably 5 o'clock somewhere. But man, what is going on down here? This is definitely a bottleneck over here. So let's see if we can't work through. Somebody is popular down here. So we're coming through, almost hitting the end with the last few booths, and then we might just pull out right out front, give you a last couple words, and then we'll head off air and then get this up for everybody to enjoy if you missed it or if you want to relive it. We still doing good on battery power? Everything on? Okay, good. So what I want to do is just go out front, and then we'll just like do a little closing thing by the main thing, you know? So you saw it all. You saw it all. And not only did we walk all the way through it, but you can see it all the way around. 360, up, down, all around. We're going to show you the front entryway as well. This is the main area where people come into the exhibit hall. They go to their classes. The registration area is over there. The front entrance is right up there. So pretty much you saw it all. We'll show it to you, relive it again. Come see it for the first time if you weren't able to make it. But we appreciated being here. Thanks to the ODA. Thanks to everybody that stopped by our table. We're at number 251. If you're watching this and you still haven't been by, we'll be here until about lunchtime on Saturday. So thanks so much.